Hi everybody, hope you're well, hope you're safe. Now we've just returned back from a lovely weekend away. We just spent a weekend away in Lincoln Farm Park, a little independent site about 50 miles away from where we live. Had a lovely weekend. We went Friday afternoon after school, we went to the pub, got involved in an Oktoberfest, went out on the Saturday to Whitney, had a lovely day. Just generally a really nice weekend away. However, it didn't start off like that. On Friday, what we tend to do is for our weekends away, everybody finishes early. We collect Chloe from school at 3 o'clock. We nip back up here, hitch up and head straight off. And in order for that to happen, I pop up here about lunchtime, sort everything out with the caravan, put the front cover on, take the steadies off, do the packing and reshuffling around in here so it's ready to tow, so that when we literally turn up, we hitch on and head off. On this day in question, last Friday, I did everything that I normally did, except for one crucial thing. I hitched up and went to drive forward, and immediately the car bogged down and the caravan wouldn't come forward. I thought maybe I left the handbrake on, so I nipped out, had a look, handbrake was off. The second thing I checked was the ATC, make sure that wasn't locked on, because that has happened in the past, that it's been disturbed halfway through its self-initialization. So I disconnected the car, reconnected it again, it went through its cycle, green light was on, perfect. Got in the car again, and the car once again bogged down. So I nipped out, had a look, made sure that the motor movers were not engaged, because when we arrived here from the last trip, it was a bit of a fraught and a bit rushed. Nope, they were off as well. So my immediate attention was, the brakes are stuck on. Not a problem, easy to remedy. So I got in the car, I put it in the lowest gear possible, and I gently moved the car forward and back. Very gently, very slight. There's no point putting a lot of power into anything because something will snap. So I just gently rocked it backwards and forwards until bang, what I thought was the brakes releasing, and the caravan pulled forward. What had actually released was the bolt from our PurpleLine Excalibur. The bolt physically snapped. I had forgotten to take the bolt out. I'd removed the faceplate, I just didn't take the bolt out. Completely my fault, completely my mistake. There is now a little bit of damage on the alloy wheel. The bolt itself has sheared off, and the other half of this is still stuck in the Alco receiver. Now, for those that don't know, the PurpleLine Excalibur is a wheel lock, but it also can be used in conjunction with the Alco receiver. The advantages of this is that you don't need to line this up perfectly with your alloy wheel. You can literally screw it in with a little bit of play either side of the alloy wheel, and it just uses the existing Alco receiver, and it makes a very tidy security option. Except this clearly doesn't work. Because if I was able to, with my car and not being an idiot, just pull forward and back until this thing let go, well, it's not very secure, is it? I'm really quite disappointed in this, to be honest, because that should not have happened. This should have bent in such a way that it would have locked the wheel against the hub, or it should have bent in a way that this was locking the whole thing up and made it very difficult for me to move forward. As it happens, what I've got is I've got a broken wheel security nut. I've got no way of putting any security on that wheel, and I've also got half a bolt stuck in my Alco receiver. And that's what I'm going to sort out today. So I've been on Amazon, bear with, and I've bought an easy to use, quality tested, apply to all drills, speed out 6-piece set. It basically allows me to put this into a drill it the wrong way round, so reverse thread, it locks into the bolt and then allows me to extract the bolt. That's the theory. I'll be honest though, I'm not holding out much hope for this because this was only $8.99 I think, and the reviews are not great. I've had a check, it fits into my drill, it fits into here. Let me show you the bit itself that I'm going to use. So I hope you can see that it's got a reverse thread cutting bit on one side, and if I turn it over on the other side, it has a drill bit. And you start off with that, it's reverse thread, the whole thing is reverse thread, so you put it in reverse, make your pilot hole, switch it around and put it in. There is no instructions with this, by the way, and every drill piece set that I have looked at has a completely different way of using it. So I'm hoping that that's the right method. So let's head outside and let's see if this works. You're going to have to excuse the voiceover here. I wasn't particularly chatty when I was trying to remove this bolt. But what you can't see though is that the bolt isn't actually flat. So it's actually really difficult drilling into the end of this bolt. But I do manage to put the drill onto it, and I managed to get it to create some sort of divot. But as you'll see, it just doesn't barely make any mark. It just shines up in one particular spot. Thankfully it's not jumping everywhere, and I do realise at this point that I don't actually have any cutting compound with me or any oil or lubricant to keep the drill bit cool. But I try a couple more times and to make a bit more of a dent into the wheel bolt receiver. And it's at this point now, just about now, that you can see I've suddenly realised that the actual bolt itself is loose. Oh no, hang on. And I tried to manipulate it by hand to start with, and then I get myself an adjustable spanner out of the toolkit. So I've managed to attach the adjustable spanner to the bolt, and I've just managed to twist it and apply enough twist just to keep loosing it until it comes free. I go in there every now and again to pull it out, and it is really sharp as well, I must add, well, as you'll see in a minute. But I do manage to eventually use the adjustable spanner just to give it some more torque, and I'm then able to go in with my fingers and undo it. And as you can see, it is sharp because it's cut my gloves to shreds. And that's it, the bolt is clear. Looking at the receiver, there doesn't seem to be any damage at all. In fact, when I added in the replacement bolt later on, it was absolutely fine. There was no damage and no bending in it whatsoever. There we go, that's the bit that was stuck in the Alco receiver, and as you can see, that's what it looks like on the end. You can see I've tried to drill it, and that was absolutely useless. The theory of those drill bits is that one part is harder than the other. You've got hardened steel on the drill bit pushing into something which is slightly softer, but of course this is hardened and this is machined part, and if they're both the same sort of strength, basically it's a fruitless battle between the two. I've been in contact with PurpleLine this morning. I have contacted them and I asked them, can I get a replacement? They said yes. They're going to send me a replacement part. It's £17 for a new bolt. They have none in stock. So I've raided my parts bin. I've got a spare. I've put it on there now, and so I'm able to at least have some security. Am I likely though to buy a replacement part knowing how easy this is to buckle? How difficult was it to really snap off? Just using the pulling power of my car, which, you know, let's face it, it's not a particularly powerful car, it's just a car, right? Just by gently pulling backwards and forwards, nudging it slightly until it let go. Am I likely to spend another £17 on something which offers up just as little protection on my Caravan? I think the likelihood is no. I think what we're going to do is spend a couple of £100 and buy the Alco Wheel Secure, which really should be in there and not this. On paper, these are a great idea. They use the existing security hole, they offer the similar security in one way or the other, but they don't offer the same level of protection. I was able to do this with just pulling my car on this Caravan very gently. I wasn't an idiot, I wasn't pulling aggressively. If I was doing that, I'm sure it would have bent out of place and fouled up the wheel against the hub. I'm sure that's what would have happened. But gently rocking it forward, using that, maybe it's that plastic effect, you know, where you weaken metal, just moving it backwards and forwards until it lets go. Just doing that, maybe that's all that needed. So there we go. That's my top consumer video for you today. Obviously this isn't sponsored by anybody, God forbid. Let me know your thoughts though. What do you think of this? I'm obviously going to send this video over to PurpleLine for their thoughts. What more can I say? Anyway, thanks for watching guys. Please do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon, and if you can do all of that, then you can watch my cataclysmic muck-ups in the very next video. Thanks for watching everybody. I'm going to go and have a bit of a drink now. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.